The Islamic Republic of Iran condemns, in the strongest terms, the United States' brutal military aggression against Iran's peaceful nuclear facilities.
Tonight, the world is on edge after a dramatic escalation in the Middle East. The United States, alongside Israel, has launched a series of airstrikes on Iran's nuclear facilities, sparking outrage in Tehran and concern around the globe. Overnight, the U.S. military, in coordination with Israel, struck 3 of Iran's most sensitive nuclear sites: Fordow, Natanz, and Isfahan. The Pentagon says the operations were precise and highly successful.
Tonight, I can report to the world that the strikes were a spectacular military success. Iran's key nuclear enrichment facilities have been completely and totally obliterated. Iran, the bully of the Middle East, must now make peace. If they do not, future attacks will be far greater and a lot easier.
The reaction from Iran was swift and furious. Speaking from Turkey, Foreign Minister Aragchi accused the U.S. of abandoning diplomacy.
It is an outrageous, grave, and unprecedented violation of the fundamental principles of the Charter of the United Nations and international law. The warmongering and lawless administration in Washington is solely and fully responsible for the dangerous consequences and far-reaching implications of its act of aggression.
Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps issued a stark warning, saying U.S. military bases in the region are now legitimate targets. President Masoud Pezeshkian echoed that sentiment. At a press briefing in Washington, top U.S. defense officials defended the strikes.
This operation was designed to severely degrade Iran's nuclear weapons infrastructure. It was planned and executed across multiple domains and theaters with coordination that reflects our ability to project power globally with speed and precision at the time and place of our nation's choosing.
Any retaliation by Iran against the United States of America will be met with force far greater than what was witnessed tonight. Signed, the President of the United States, Donald J. Trump.
Iran's ambassador to the United Nations, Amir Saeed Iravani, called the strikes premeditated aggression and requested an emergency UN Security Council meeting.
The United States, a permanent member of this council, the depositary of the NPT, and the only state that has ever used nuclear weapons, murdering millions in 2 cities, has now once again resorted to illegal force, waged a war against my country under a fabricated and absurd pretext, preventing Iran from acquiring nuclear weapons.
This is what the last line of defense looks like, when every other line has failed. Make no mistake, the cost of inaction would have been catastrophic. A nuclear Iran would have been a death sentence just as much for you as it would have been for us.
Meanwhile, oil markets reacted sharply amid fears Iran might close the Strait of Hormuz, a critical choke point for global oil supply. The strait, a vital artery for the global oil trade, sees about 20% of the world's petroleum pass through it. Disruptions are expected to impact global oil prices, particularly in countries like India. As the crisis unfolds, Iran's foreign minister is en route to Moscow to meet with Russian President Vladimir Putin.